2 kids, no one else. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because you're here. Right? And I'm really glad that the 2 of you are here. And I have, well, what do you think I have? Do I have an old story or a new story? Old? Well, you never know. Actually, you're right. It is an old story.
Because if it was made yesterday, it's old.
Oh. And there was a little tiny spider reading the story. But I don't know where it went. Anyway. Oh, did you? Oh, there it is.
Here.
Little tiny. Oh, it's okay.
Rescue spiders.
Oh, do you want to rescue it?
Yeah, rescue it so that we
It's really tiny.
poor little thing. And we don't food.
Oh, there.
Poor little tiny spider.
Well, I hope the spider enjoyed the story. So, you know what this is. Yes, this is the cloth that tells us that we are in the land where Jesus lived. And this story happens about 40 years. Do you know how much 40 years is? Catherine or Jordan, do you know how much 40 years is?
No.
No.
Yes. It's lots and lots of days.
It's lots and lots of days. Yeah. Some adults are 40 years old. Anyway, this story happened about 40 years after Jesus had died and then rose again. And the story starts in a place that we saw a couple of times before, in Jerusalem. Yeah. And what had happened in all this time since Jesus was gone was that his followers were getting more and more excited about God and about what Jesus had taught them. Oh, that's a long story, Jordan. Why there's holes in their heads. But just pretend they're not there for now. So, in Jerusalem, the followers of Jesus were getting more and more excited, and they were telling people about how amazing Jesus had been and how much God had changed their lives. And what happened, there was this guy there. Well, that's just, you have to use your imagination. Pretend the whole city's full of disciples. Okay? And there was this guy there named Saul. And Saul didn't like anyone who talked about Jesus. He didn't like them. Do you? Well, see, he wouldn't have liked you either. And what he did, he would put anyone he heard talking about Jesus in jail. And he went all through the city of Jerusalem, and everyone he found, he put them in jail. And he wouldn't stop. And he was getting more and more angry and more powerful. And once he got what he thought were all of the Christians, or all of the followers of Jesus in Jerusalem, he started looking at other cities to see where he might go next. And quite a long way away was a city called Damascus. Damascus wasn't as big as Jerusalem, but it was a pretty big city. And he heard that there were people talking about Jesus there too. And he was not happy about that. And so he decided he was going to go to Damascus and arrest them all. Well, there was a road that stretched all the way from Jerusalem to Damascus. And so he went on this road, but he didn't go alone because, of course, he needed some soldiers to help him arrest anyone he found and put them in jail. So he took big, strong soldiers with him. And he headed on this road, and everything was going along fine, and then all of a sudden, the strangest thing happened. There was suddenly this bright, bright light right in front of him, and it was so bright, that he couldn't see. He couldn't see, and he fell to the ground. And he suddenly heard this voice, and this voice that seemed to be coming out of the light said, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" Do you know what persecuting means?
Yeah. Betraying.
Yeah, it's like betraying. It's like picking on. It's like when you get picked on. So why are you persecuting me? And Saul, who couldn't see anything, was laying on the ground and said, "Who are you?" And the voice said, "I am Jesus. Get up and go to Damascus, and there you'll be told what to do." Well,
That's where he was
he
headed.
got up, but he couldn't see. It was as if he had a blindfold on.
But the light was gone.
And the light was gone.
Oh.
And he couldn't see. And so his soldiers had to guide him by the hand to Damascus. And he got to the city, and he waited. And for 3 days, he waited there. He couldn't see. He didn't eat anything. He didn't drink anything. And he just got weaker and weaker. But there was another person that lived in Damascus, and his name was Ananias. Ananias. And Ananias was in his house this one day, and Jesus appeared to him in a dream. And Jesus said, "Ananias, I want you to go to Straight Street," which was the name of the street where Saul was, "and ask for Saul. He's been blinded, but you're going to put your hands on him and make his sight come back." But Ananias didn't want to go because he knew about Saul. He knew how mean Saul was. So he didn't want to go. And Jesus, you know what he said? "Go anyway." That's what he said. And so he did. He went to Saul and he laid his hands on him. And he said, "Jesus has sent me to help you recover your sight." And as soon as he did that, oops, Damascus is falling down. As soon as he did that, he could see again. And he stood up. Oh, okay, just leave it. That's good. He stood up and he couldn't believe what had happened. I wonder why Saul wanted to get rid of all of Jesus' followers. I wonder why. What do you think?
Maybe he didn't like Christians because he thought that God wasn't real. They were just following some silly old little statue, and they should all follow him.
So maybe he didn't think that their religion was the right one. And that God really wasn't part of it. Yeah. I wonder what it would feel like for those followers to know that someone wanted to get rid of you.
Oh.
Wonder what that would feel like.
I think it was
It's sad, yeah. Yeah, why do people have to be like that? I wonder how Saul felt when he was suddenly blind, couldn't see anything. I wonder how he felt. How would it feel? Be scared, yeah. I'd be scared.
I mean, be thinking, if those soldiers weren't there, and there was like a cliff going down into a river, he could have gone, doop, doop.
Yeah, he couldn't have made it to Damascus on his own, could he? He needed someone to help him. I wonder what happened next. What do you think?
He never ever kidnapped Christians ever again. He said he went started to try to be a Christian.
Yeah, he never put a Christian in jail again. In fact, he became one, and he became a leader of one.
Speaking of Israel, like you.
Yeah, maybe he did.
I'm a temple.
That's our story today, and we're going to sing a song that we sang before, and I think you're going to really like. It's called "My Love Colors Outside the Lines," and it has a lot to do with what happened to Saul on this road today. So let's sing "My Love Colors Outside the Lines," number 138 in More Voices.